welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have filmed this light lilac lash focused makeup look. So if you want to find out how I created this look, then please keep watching. Also, please hit the subscribe button below and remember to give the video a thumbs up for me. So first I'm going to go in with my moisturiser, and I'm using the Avene Rich Cream. This is just like my everyday moisturiser, so it's the one I use all the time. I had to switch to this because I get dermatitis, and I was advised by a dermatologist to basically use this because it is water-based. It's not got anything too perfumed or too oily in it. I used to use oils and creams, but it just breaks me out all around this area, as you can see, so I just stick for as natural products as possible now. And I also like to start my makeup application by just putting something on the lips just to hydrate them a little bit. So I just use the Body Shop Strawberry Balm. I think it's like a balm. I don't know if they still do it, because I've had mine for quite a while. You only need a really small amount, but it's really nice just to hydrate them so that when you come around to putting your lipstick on and your lip liner on, it goes on so much nicer. So it's just a really good step to always do at the beginning. It's super lightweight and water-based, so it doesn't clog up the skin. It just looks really, really natural. So I'm just using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter now. This is in the shade 4 Medium. I like to just put this on all over first. And just before starting the eyes, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Almond Concealer. So this is the Born This Way one. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that just underneath. It's not a tiny bit. Just spread that out. Just in the places that I need a little bit more coverage, but also just to highlight a little bit. And just buff it in. And this concealer is literally amazing. So next is brows, and I'm just gonna brush them all up, and then I'm gonna go in with the Freedom Eyebrow Pomade in Medium. So this is the one that I usually use, and I'm taking the Bobbi Brown Eye Definer brush, which is just like a normal angled brush, but it's quite coarse, so it's really good at getting those nice individual hair strokes. So the idea is to just mimic what you've got, so always go in the same direction of the section that you're working on. And I do the other side. The disposable mascara wand, I just like to take the end and pop it into the centre of my nose and just measure up the brows and just make sure that you have drawn them on in the middle. So just to set the brows, I'm going to be using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This is what I've used for absolute years, just to set my brows now. Just go through like that, and towards the ends I just kind of flatten them out because I don't want them to be too crazy high. But at the beginning of the brows, I like to keep them nice and fluffy. So I'm going to be using my Ingler AMC liners. I'm using a nude one and a white one to just prime my lid, which I know sounds really odd, but they're completely waterproof and they are amazing at just holding on the eyeshadow. So I'm going to be mixing them in with a little bit of my Collection 2000 Lemon Concealer, just to make them a little bit more creamy because they are a bit dry. So I've mainly done nude with a little bit of white because I just want the white to really brighten my lid because we're going for pastel colours. I'm going to start on the lower section. And I don't like the brows like too carved out, so I'm just going to take it up as high as I can. I'm taking it up to the brow bone. So just using my finger to pat that in up to the top so that it's not a really harsh line. I'm then taking my Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Hopscotch, and I'm going to apply this all over the lower lid. So just to pat the colour on, I'm going to use a denser, flatter brush to get the main bit of colour on the eyes. So I'm just going to start to blend that. So this is the Zoeva 228 brush. You can see it's starting to look a lot less harsh. So that's just gone a little bit too dark for me. I wanted to keep it really light and pastel. So I'm gonna go over the top with my little Anastasia palette. And this is the shade Baby Cakes, which is like a really light pink. So I'm going back in with Hopscotch just to intensify a bit more, but it should now hopefully be a little bit more pastel. So I'm taking Hopscotch underneath the eye now using the Zoeva 237 brush, which is this small one. Just going in with my baby pink again. So I'm just going over the top of the lilac shade to lighten and brighten. And just going in with my baby pink again. So I'm just going over the top of the lilac shade to lighten and brighten. So next is eyeliner, and I don't know how well I'm going to manage to do this on camera, but I will try my best. If I can't, I might have to go off camera to do it. I'm not used to recording myself doing makeup, so I'm using the Dior liner, which is one of their old ones that they don't make anymore. And this is in a dark brown, it's 798. So I kind of start halfway, but I do a really, really thin line, and then I'm going to take it out more. The outer edges of my eyes, because as you can see, my eyes are so round, they're literally like bottle tops. So I try and elongate them as much as possible. I don't really like how flipped up it is, but I'm hoping that by the time mascara and everything goes on, it will be fine. Liner done. I've tried to elongate the eyes as much as possible, but I'm really not keen on this side, but it's okay. Next, I'm just going to curl my lashes, which I'm just in the habit of doing. I've LVL'd them, so they don't really need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is the Dior It Lash Mascara, which unfortunately they have just discontinued, and it's my favourite mascara. So I'm gonna just apply this. I don't need to look in there actually. So because I did my LVL the other day, they are so easy to do. So I'm going to use the Inglot AMC again in the nude shade, so that is 68. And I'm going to take it just on the insides of my eyes. You can see I'm quite red in there, so I just want to block that out and make it nude. Just painting my bottom lashes now. So that's mascara done. I want to keep this look matte, so I'm not going to add any shimmer or anything onto the purple, but I am just going to highlight underneath my brows, and then we'll start with the base. Using the Dior Backstage Glow Face palette, which looks like this, I'm going to go in and just highlight underneath my brows. Just give the brow bone a little bit more lift. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit just into the inner corners. So I'm mixing the white and the gold shades. Moving on to the base now, I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealers, and I'm going to use the shade Almond and the shade Golden Beige. So I'm taking Almond just under the eyes. So that's the same shade that I used under my eyes earlier. Just on the end of the nose and through the centre. The chin. Jawline, a little bit in the centre of the forehead, and then I'm taking Golden Beige just underneath that. Just give that something to blend into. I'm going to use a little bit of that on that area. Then I'm just taking my beauty blender and I'm just going to literally pat that in. So going right up to the eyes. Try and avoid the lashes as much as possible because you don't want to be taking the colour off of them. Taking my Chanel Tan de Soleil, and I'm going to use this to just bronze up a little bit. So this is the Zoeva Face Shape 110 brush. So this will just add warmth to the look, but without making it too cakey with too much powder bronzer. Just apply that first before you go onto your powders. Just using my Bobbi Brown full coverage brush, I'm taking the Chanel Tan de Soleil again, but I'm buffing it onto the neck just to make sure that everything's blended down nicely, so that we don't end up with that horrible dreaded line. So I'm just going to go over that with the Dior Backstage Contour Palette now. And I'm going to use the top shade here, slightly darker one, and it's got a bit of a shimmer in it. I'm just going to mattify certain areas now using the Airbrush Flawless Filter Powder by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I don't like too much powder. I've probably mentioned it before. So this is the only one that I really like to set all over because it is really lightweight. So I'm just going to contour the nose a little bit using the matte shade in the corner. And then just taking my Dior Rosy Glow blush, I'm going to pop this onto the apples of the cheeks. So this blush is really clever. It actually adapts to the pigment in your skin, so it comes out a different colour on everyone. They do it in more of a peachy shade now and a pink. But this is the original one. Moving on to highlighter now, I'm going to use the Dior Glow palette again, and I'm going to take the same two shades, the gold and the white, and mix them together. So just popping that onto the cheekbone. And then I always like to just take a little bit with my finger and just pop it onto the end of the nose. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of nose highlight, but I love it. And then just a little bit on the Cupid's bow. So I'm just going back in with my 24-hour brow setter, just to make sure that they're going to stay in place, because I just used a small amount to begin with. I'm just going to take a little bit of the MAC Japanese Maple lipstick. I'm going to put it onto my finger because I don't want to put too much on. Just going to pat that into the centre. So that is enough for me. I don't like really heavy lipstick anyway. So that's the colour I've gone for with this look. I'm going to pop a little bit of gloss on now just to show you the difference. So this is the Dior Addict Gloss. This is actually being relaunched soon. So you'll see that there'll be lots of new lovely shades. This is kind of like a really light peachy, orangey colour. So I'm going to go ahead and blow dry my hair now, just to dress up the look a little bit more. So So this is the finished makeup look, guys. So if you enjoyed watching, then please comment below and let me know what else you would like me to film for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the look, and I will see you soon.